Hello and welcome into the third annual Hart Men's Volleyball Media Day. I'm your host today. My name's Jillian Carroll. I'm out of Kansas City. I'm with KCTV5 News, but today, so excited about Media Day. And as our continued coverage of Media Day progresses, we are excited to speak with first year, head coach of the Grandview Vikings, Rafael Lima Ciabra, and also a familiar face, All-American Danny Wong. Coach Danny, how are you guys today?
Good. Everything good. Excited to be here and join you guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good. Well, we're excited to hear about how everything's going. So, Coach, just have to hear from you first. First year leading the program that you played for. How much does that opportunity mean to you? And just how cool is it to be able to coach at your alma mater?
Absolutely. I think so far the journey has been very exciting. From the moment that opportunity came up, being able to return to a place that felt familiar. And for a long time, I got to call home away from my first country. So just being back here and being able to coach guys that I've worked with in the past and up until 2021 has been very rewarding. The group has been awesome, and it feels good to be back home. It feels right to be here and get to work with this great group of guys, and we're excited for season to start.
Awesome. First year coach, possibly going to be leaning on some of the leaders of your squad, like Danny. Let's hear a little bit about those leaders, starting with Danny. What does he bring to the squad?
Absolutely. So Danny brings a lot of different perspectives. He comes from a different part of the country. He gained some great experience before he joined our squad here at Grandview. And since he arrived here, he brought us a lot of good leadership, good insights, and never a single drop of lack of effort or anything in the gym. So has always been a hustler, great leader in and out of the court. And the results are to show that for. I can say a lot, but we got a lot of numbers to prove that, and he's got some accolades and with the team individually as well. So all of that just brings a little bit more leadership to him, and he's been able to help us through this past 3 years exponentially. So we're excited to have him back and count on him one more time.
Very cool. Danny, turning the tables to you. Obviously, coach just mentioned, major accolades, a very successful career. You're heading into that last year, wrapping things up. Let's talk a little bit about what you're studying and some career plans after school.
yeah, certainly. So I graduated last spring from Grandview with a degree in business analytics and computer science. Um, my master's degree, since I'm in grad school right now, is in organizational leadership. And my goal would kind of be to balance between maybe some coaching in my future, as well as maybe some data science jobs around the country, wherever I end up. But I definitely want to keep volleyball in my future.
Very cool. Coach Ciabra pretty well. How much are you looking forward to playing for him?
Uh, I'm greatly looking forward to playing with him. He was the assistant coach at my first year, back when Donan Cruz led the program, but we got along really well back then, and we get along really well this time around as well. So I'm really looking forward to playing, and I think it's going to be a good season.
Awesome. Well, coach, Grandview very well. Obviously getting to know the players and putting the best out on the court. What is it going to take this year for the Vikings to get back to the NAIA tournament?
I think this year, a lot of the things we're seeing right now is how our experienced players coming back bring a lot of leadership and good insights to the youth and the new players that we just added into the program. I think for us this year is a good year for us to balance that leadership and guys that are potentially leaving the program and graduating with really young talent that would help us keep building that program up for years to come. So for us to return to a national tournament this year and not hosting it anymore. So it's going to be really exciting for us to face this whole season as a group with obviously a new coach and some new faces in the gym, some great transfers, some great freshmen as well. So we're excited to mix that youth and that senior leadership on the roster.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, Grandview won its third straight Hart Commissioners Cup last year, which is incredible, capturing the highest honor for an athletic department in the conference. What does that say about Grandview and the high caliber coaches and players that you all feature?
It says a lot about our environment on a daily basis throughout the whole athletic department and academics as an institution at all. It's a great place to work at, great place to be in. Coaches are involved not only in their programs, but they're curious and excited about other programs. And that hallway inside the athletic department is really refreshing and pretty exciting to work in every day. We got a lot of connections and a lot of exchanges between coaches, and we've got decades of winning coaches down those hallways. So it's important, especially for me coming in as a first year coach at my alma mater, to look up to some of those coaches and try to get a little bit more of their experience and their share of it, and trying to bring that excitement of a fresh face around and just having fun while we're grinding. It's really important for us to keep that hard work, but have fun as we go through it. So that I think that brings a lot of what we feel inside Grandview. It's just fun to be here.
You kind of alluded to my next question there. You played as a Viking in the Hart, and just the caliber of volleyball in this conference. How much did you enjoy playing in it? And now, different perspective. How excited are you to now coach against some of the coaches that you used to play against?
Yeah. So the level of competition in the Hart has always been super high level, and we always look forward to a great conference season, regular season leading up to conference tournament. We know that throughout the season we get to play great teams in and off conference, but trusting that working hard inside our conference is where we'll develop the most, because that's also some of the teams we will see at the national tournament. So it's pretty rewarding. As a player, it was always fun to play every single game. And now as a coach, getting to see some coaches that I played against, seeing some young coaches that I played in the court on opposite sides sometimes. So it's important for us to understand that we're developing and we're changing generations, but that level keeps going, keeps growing, and we're generations in, generations out. We got to keep increasing that level, and the Hart has been doing a great and fantastic job on it. So we're pretty excited to keep going another year.
Awesome. And Danny, for you, are there any Hart matches that you're more excited about than others? I know they're all exciting.
I mean, over the time of my past 4 years here, there's rivalries have grown. Obviously, I always look forward to the desk competition, and I think I have a pretty good idea who those two teams are going to be. So definitely looking forward to those two. But like Rafael said, the competition and the skill level has grown, and every single team in the conference now is quite formidable. So looking forward to a great season.
Very cool. Well, Coach, coming back to you, you start the season off with some pretty tough matches, 3 of them up in Chicago with Lourdes, the Masters, and Judson. What do you hope to get out of your squad, or what do you hope to see from your squad as you start with those 3 matches?
I think just head on straight, we got to see some great competition. I think we're going to put our guys to the test. We've been working hard for the last 2.5 weeks, and we get to see what level we are, what we need to work on. Like you mentioned, we play some good competition, both 3 matches. And we're at the end of those 3 matches, we will get to see things that we need to work on, things we succeeded, and why things worked or not. And it's just something that we get to look forward to. It's important to get those out of conference matches, and those are really good competition ones. So we really look forward to that next week tournament, so we can finally get that energy out. We've been practicing for a while. Guys are just getting anxious about hitting the court and getting to play some different guys, seeing different faces, a different jersey on the other side of the net. That's going to be important to just get that first energy out.
Yeah, very cool. That's a good opportunity to start with some tough competition there. And the competition just stays consistent for you, Coach, as you progress throughout the Hart matches. What are some of your goals, and what do you hope to see out of the squad as the season progresses?
I think I really expect our guys to obviously excel on the court, but I also want to see how much depth we can have inside our own team. I think that it's important for us to see that on a daily inside our court, on the practices, but we know it's a long season. like we mentioned, the Heart is very competitive. We play some really tough teams, so there's going to be times we need to rotate the roster a little bit. So I expect that those guys that will be rotating in and out to be just on that same level and that same mentality. So that way, leading into a conference tournament and potentially national tournament, we have a roster just bigger than starting squad. We hope to get a full roster of guys that are ready to go in. And no matter who I decide to pick, they're ready to go and excited to be joining the team, you know?
Yeah, yeah, very cool. Well, Danny, this being your final season with the Vikings, as you look back, what are some of your most fondest memories?
Oh man. I mean, definitely the highs, right? The success we've achieved together as a program. Um, there have been some really great matches throughout my career here. Um, I definitely can't pick, any one or two favorite moments. It's been an honor to play for this school, and I'm excited to represent it when I move on to my next chapter. Um, so I'll leave it at that.
It's hard to be reflective as you're starting a season, isn't it? But
A little bit, yeah.
no doubt you'll do great things this year. Coach, best of luck in your first year, and Danny, to you as well. I wish you the best this season. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you, Jillian.